We blessed to be here right now, to be a free man talking to y'all.
ASAP Hip Rocky just dodged a 24-year prison sentence in a jaw-dropping courtroom showdown, and Rihanna played a surprising role. Accusations flew, ex-friends surfaced, and rumors exploded, leaving the rap superstar on the brink. Get ready, this explosive story will reveal secrets nobody saw coming. You won't believe the shocking final truth. Before the alleged shooting made headlines, rumors circulated about tension in ASAP Rocky's inner circle.
Congrats, ASAP!
As his influence soared, from Harlem mixtapes to global runways, some allies felt overlooked, fueling quiet resentments.
Not guilty.
These simmering issues turned volcanic when Relly, a one-time confidant, accused Rocky of firing 2 shots that grazed his hand. Relly's account painted a dire scenario, a heated argument erupting into gunfire with bullets supposedly nicking his hand. If proven, Rocky faced up to 24 years behind bars. Investigators scoured the area for shell casings, bullet holes, or any ballistic proof, yet found none. At first glance, it seemed the case might fall apart. Then Relly produced his own evidence, claiming to have found shell casings overlooked by authorities. Skeptics pounced, questioning how a civilian could succeed where trained professionals failed. Critics suspected Relly might be manufacturing proof to bolster a weak accusation. Still, the district attorney pressed forward, arguing that eyewitness testimony sometimes trumps a lack of physical evidence. Their confidence signaled a desire to hold a prominent celebrity accountable, or perhaps secure a high-profile conviction. Either way, Rocky was suddenly fighting for his freedom. Prosecutors believed security footage might clinch the case, hoping cameras captured Rocky pulling a gun. Yet on review, the video showed only an intense quarrel, shouting, gestures, maybe pushing, but no flash or weapon. Audio experts noted that genuine shots often register as sharp spikes, but nothing stood out. At trial, Relly's narrative seemed to shift. He sometimes insisted Rocky was only a few feet away, then claimed the shots came from farther off. Medical records for the alleged hand injury were likewise scarce. Rocky's defense seized on every discrepancy. How could 2 bullets vanish without a trace? And how did Relly miraculously find shell casings after police combed the scene? These contradictions forced observers to wonder if the prosecution's star witness was telling the whole truth, or any truth at all. Azealia Banks entered the fray with her trademark boldness, alleging deeper issues inside the ASAP mob. She claimed Relly nursed a long-standing grudge against Rocky tied to money, status, or even Rihanna. Some believed Banks, recalling her history of exposing industry secrets. Others dismissed it as typical drama-seeking. Still, her comments magnified suspicions that Relly's lawsuit might stem from bruised egos. Did he feel overshadowed by Rocky's rise, especially once Rihanna joined the picture? Banks also hinted at simmering conflicts harking back to ASAP Yams, suggesting unresolved tensions had haunted the collective for years. While these bombshells never surfaced in court, they fueled online chatter. Fans wondered if Relly's motive was purely justice, or if he hoped to corner Rocky into a lucrative settlement. Whatever the truth, Banks's claims reinforced the notion that personal vendettas often escalate fast in celebrity circles. When trial proceedings kicked off, Rocky's defense aimed straight at Relly's credibility. They hammered home the absent shell casings at the scene, the lack of medical proof for any hand injury, and the timeline inconsistencies. If Relly truly faced gunfire, why was there no trace of bullets or damage? Did the district attorney rely on guesswork rather than concrete facts? Rocky, aware of the immense stakes, looked composed but tense. A looming 24-year sentence left little room for error. Observers noted Rihanna's consistent courtroom presence. She arrived discreetly, conveying unwavering support. Some guessed that her star power might influence how jurors viewed Rocky, while prosecutors tried to keep the focus on the supposed crime. Despite the aggressive rhetoric from both sides, the heart of the case remained unchanged. Relly's testimony stood against a glaring lack of physical evidence. Each contradiction chipped away at the prosecution's narrative. After days of debate, the jury returned a swift verdict, not guilty on all charges. For many, the outcome felt inevitable, given the prosecution's inability to produce tangible proof. Yet it still shocked those who'd watched the district attorney pursue Rocky with gusto. In an instant, the looming threat of 24 years vanished. Rocky exhaled in relief, embracing his lawyer. Rihanna, too, was visibly emotional, her earlier tension replaced by palpable joy. Online, fans erupted with celebratory posts. Hashtags like #FreeRocky trended ironically, pointing out that justice had, at last, freed a man who may never have been guilty. Critics blasted the DA for championing a case riddled with inconsistencies. Supporters argued it showed the system works when evidence fails to match allegations. Either way, the verdict underscored how quickly a star's world can collapse and how rapidly it can be restored. With Rocky cleared, attention turned to Relly. Would he fade away or attempt a last-ditch civil suit? Some believed he might try to monetize the scandal through interviews, though his credibility took a serious hit. Fans wondered if he'd face backlash for promoting a story that failed so completely in court. Inside ASAP Mob, reactions varied. A few posted celebratory messages praising Rocky's composure under fire. Others remained tight-lipped, leaving outsiders to speculate on whether hidden loyalties still backed Relly. The public, however, largely sided with Rocky, citing the trial's glaring lack of proof. Meanwhile, Rocky opted not to vilify Relly publicly, perhaps to avoid further legal tangles. In statements post-verdict, he expressed gratitude to supporters and signaled a desire to move forward. For now, Relly remained out of sight. No major announcements, no press conferences. The uproar he'd sparked had fizzled, leaving questions about his true motives.
Companion support is everything.
Throughout the trial, Rihanna's presence created a subdued yet powerful statement of loyalty. Though she never testified, her steady appearances reinforced that she believed Rocky was innocent. Onlookers noted her unassuming court attire and serious expressions, worlds away from the glitzy aura fans typically see. Speculation swirled about the effect her star status might have on the jury. Some suggested they would feel empathy for Rocky, seeing him as a loving partner rather than a violent offender. Others argued that hard evidence, not celebrity appearances, would drive the final decision. Ultimately, the not guilty verdict owed more to the prosecution's weak case than Rihanna's silent advocacy. Still, many credited Rihanna for boosting Rocky's morale. No matter how tough things got, her unwavering support signaled unshakable faith in his innocence. Once the verdict dropped, the couple was spotted leaving together, relief etched on both their faces. Rocky's trial highlights how fame often jeopardizes old friendships. In rap collectives, success can warp loyalties, fueling jealousy and discontent. As Rocky's career soared beyond music and into fashion, brand deals, and global tours, he became a cultural heavyweight. Such a meteoric rise can leave longtime associates feeling cast aside or underappreciated. Relly's allegations, however unsubstantiated, underscore the uneasy gap fame can create. Perhaps he felt marginalized or believed Rocky owed him more recognition. When friendly talks or quiet arguments fail, some resort to drastic legal maneuvers. If Relly truly had a grudge, the trial was the ultimate stage to air grievances and a chance for a massive payout if Rocky folded. The experience serves as a cautionary tale. Even the biggest stars can be blindsided by accusations rooted in resentment. Rocky's exoneration doesn't erase the betrayal, but it highlights the perils of letting envy fester unchecked. Musicians and producers across genres reacted swiftly to Rocky's acquittal. Some posted relief-laden tweets, praising his decision to stand firm rather than accept a plea. Others slammed the DA for wasting resources on what looked, in hindsight, like a flimsy case. Meanwhile, a small but vocal minority questioned if Rocky's legal team outmaneuvered the system to protect a star. Blogs and podcasts dissected the trial's lessons, how a single accusation can escalate into a career-threatening crisis, and how public figures risk severe fallout even from unproven claims. Fashion circles, where Rocky holds significant clout, also breathed easier. His image remained marketable, untainted by a criminal conviction. Still, skepticism lingered among some fans. They speculated something must have happened to spark Relly's allegations. Yet jurors, armed with every detail, evidently found too many holes in his account to deliver a guilty verdict. With the trial behind him, Rocky quickly refocused on music, style, and branding endeavors. Rumors surfaced of new collaborations and a possible world tour, reigniting interest among fans eager to see him bounce back stronger. His brand partners likely felt relief too, freed from the worry of associating with a convicted felon. Rihanna, similarly, returned to her thriving empire, Fenty lines, philanthropy, and creative pursuits. Her public appearances noticeably less tense post-verdict. Social media buzzed about the couple's future, especially if they would address the ordeal in interviews or songs. For the moment, both seemed content to let the verdict speak for itself. Critics pointed out that Rocky's near miss might inspire a new layer of caution in his inner circle. Legal experts noted he escaped prison only because the evidence failed to match Relly's claims. Another brush with the law, might not end so favorably. Rocky's exoneration didn't merely free him from prison time. It also illuminated how tenuous stardom can be when personal beefs ignite. Relly's accusations escalated swiftly, fueled by suspicion, envy, or simply the lure of a high-profile showdown. The district attorney's determination to prosecute, despite scant tangible proof, demonstrated how celebrities remain prime targets for ambitious legal actions. Fans continued to debate whether Relly believed his own story or pursued a dubious claim to corner Rocky. Regardless, the jury deemed the evidence insufficient. This outcome reaffirms that factual contradictions do matter in court, even when a famous defendant is involved. Meanwhile, the fiasco underscored the fragile ties binding creative circles, where a single grudge can upend careers. Rocky survived the scare intact, but many wonder if others in similar positions might fare differently under less glaring public attention. ASAP Rocky's trial stands as a stark warning about the power of accusations, baseless or not, to jeopardize lives, reputations, and hard-earned success. On the heels of Relly's claims, the rapper confronted the possibility of decades behind bars, all hinging on an unverified account and a few suspiciously timed shell casings. A district attorney's office, eager for a major conviction, seized the story, launching a prosecution that unraveled under scrutiny. For Rocky, the not guilty verdict was both a personal victory and a lesson in how swiftly fame can turn threatening. Despite the near-disastrous allegations, he emerged with his image largely intact, no doubt fortified by Rihanna's unwavering public support. The couple's resilience became a focal point, overshadowing the chaos that once eclipsed their relationship. Yet the ordeal also unveiled the hidden fault lines in longtime alliances and the precarious reality of celebrity life, where loyalty can waver and petty resentments spiral into legal quagmires. In the end, Rocky's acquittal provides a fresh start. He can now channel this harrowing episode into new creative ventures, sharper instincts, and tighter relationships. For everyone else watching, it's a timely reminder. Success can attract envy, and even shadows of doubt can threaten to consume everything, until the evidence or lack thereof tips the scale toward truth.